I've got some things I need to say to a world that doesn't know how hard I will try to prove what I really am.
I've taken time to set things right and to be all I can be. I know what I'm asking. Believe in me, you'll see. We've only just started.
Look with me, see the horizon, feel the light. Let it remind you what can be if you begin to trust and believe.
The dawn of a
New day is closing in. Right here I stand, I won't give in. I'll stand here strong and I will not fall down. I know what I'm meant to be.
The world we are in
Is ever changing, but there's nothing to fear. We'll always make it back to where we belong. I'm sure there will be better days. Right here I stand. Today is in the past, I aspire to be somebody whom everyone can trust. Come with me, let us find shelter from the rain.
The dawn of a
New day is closing in. Right here I stand, I won't give in. I'll stand here strong and I will not fall down. I know what I'm meant to be.
The world we are
In is ever changing, but there's nothing to fear. We'll always make it back to where we belong. I'm sure there will be more.
The truth is that
I have got my faith, even through mistakes.
guides me through the times when I get knocked down.
Ride on wind and cloud, standing my own ground, never giving in.
Fight till the end to save all that I love.
This world is my home, I owe it all I've got. Seeing all that I've become, no one can take that away from me. The world we are in is ever changing, but there's nothing to fear. We'll always make it back to where we belong. I'm sure there will be better days. Right here I stand.
Hey guys! Hello, welcome back. I know we've only been gone for like half an hour, but it's fine. Okay. Before we start, I just want to fill you guys in. I know not all of you read the written scenes that I have in a Google Doc, but there was a written scene of what happened when Alice and Sword went through the door. I did it with Lara. And they ended up eavesdropping on some of the goons. Sorry, my flight goes... Oh no, wait. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My flight goes funny sometimes with the Collider flight. I think I've made it flight bad than it used to be though. It's more stable. Anyway, so they were eavesdropping on Glendios, Tengu, and Aiko, and then they fucked off on their dragons and shit, and through their portals. She tried. Alice wanted to follow them, but Sword was like, "Hey, every time I use magic, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and you're not good with magic anyway. So if we got into a conflict, we'd be fucked right now. Why don't we try and see if we can find Tristan in this other city that we can see in the distance?" So Alice was like, "Okay, Fine. So now they've come to check out this other city. I'm by myself. Don't expect much. This is just some character development I wanted to do outside of session, and I couldn't be bothered to write up as a text scene. I lie. I could be bothered, but I know video scenes get approved faster than text scenes, okay? So this is gonna get approved far faster than if I had done it otherwise. Okay. Wait, let me get... Fuck! Jesus! Help! My chat, it's too big. How the fuck? Help. Oh, God! My flight! Okay, wait. I can try and fix this. Maybe. Oh my god. You know, maybe I'll just... There we go. I've nuked it. Good. Select a window. Yes. This? Ah, maybe I should land. Where am I? Oh. Ah, wait. No. I'm sorry. Says flight is better. Proceeds to prove why flight is not better. It's only when I look down, which is bad, because I do need to look down sometimes. It's fine. We'll be fine. Okay, here we go. I still have my chat up from the last stream. It's fine. Okay. I should have set that up before. Oh well, it's fine. Okay. Whew, in character. 3, 2, 1. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know, this place looks a lot bigger up close. You think? I don't think I've ever seen a city this big before. Yeah, you don't really make them that big when we go on adventures. Holy shit, that's bigger. So, where do we look first? I don't know. Honestly, we're in enemy territory, and we haven't really established whether we're on what side right now. For all they know, we're still on the enemy side. Well, enemy to them. So, we're pretty fucked right now. Until we can manage to get in contact with either Vidar, Tristan, or someone else who'll give us the time of day without trying to slit our throats, we're kind of walking on eggshells constantly. How can you tell we're in enemy territory? I'm kidding. That's pretty obvious. I'm kind of scared. You and me both. This isn't good. We really didn't think this through. Like, this whole plan. I was kind of hoping you usually come up with plans pretty quick. You know, you usually send us on adventures all the time where you come up with quick plans on how to deal with shit. You didn't really come in with a plan this time. Sorry? I mean, it's not like this is normal for me. It's not anymore. All those adventures that you know, you remember and I don't. Ha. Yeah. Right. You know, that's becoming more of a pain in the ass by the day. So, not only did forgetting magic fuck up our big tactical advantage in terms of combat, but now it's also fucking with your perception of strategy. Do you at least remember those strategy games that we used to play, like, what was that one you used to love? It was Fire Shield? Something like that. What? I remember a video game that I used to play all the time called Fire Shield, but I don't actually remember most of the gameplay. Like, I'll remember bits and pieces. Like, I remember moving the, like, players around and, like, watching them, you know, fight for a little bit, but, like, then there's just random gaps. Right. Probably because that game included magic in the form of tomes. Wonderful. We can't stay up here forever. And I can't keep jumping in. This is... Our agreement was that you would be in charge and I would step in when I needed to. You can't expect me to basically carry you through this. Then, at that point, we might as well have just waited for the heroes to do it themselves. They wouldn't have. They literally wouldn't have even, like, considered it. If they did, they would have done it already. Tristan's been kidnapped for, like, God knows. And they haven't even mentioned his name once. Unless I've mentioned it. Well, it's probably because they don't know him, but... They are pretty shitty heroes. When you think about it. Where we come from, or I guess what you used to perceive to be a hero, they wouldn't have done that. They would have tried to save the person as soon as they found out that they were kidnapped. Or at least be working towards saving them. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, this isn't a joke. This is real. These people are dying. They're being tortured. Like, how... Like, not even just the hero thing. Like, how could any person with the ability to help there... Why? Like, how could they just stand by and let that happen as if it's not happening? Ignorance. Ignorance is bliss. Do you want to switch? We've had a day so far. Maybe for now we should probably just focus on getting you at least self-defense ready. Remember that, the finger guns? That spell? Yeah, you were shooting like pink, purple fucking bullets out of your fingers as if it was nothing. How about we start off with that spell? You learned that pretty quickly the last time that you learned it, which was from Eric. Okay, but, okay, wait, how am I gonna, I'm sorry, I just, we're literally starting from scratch. I'm very nervous. Is there any, like, danger to it? I mean, technically, you could completely explode. I'm kidding. No, you can't. I mean, you could, but you won't. That'd take a lot of energy, I think. But don't worry. Any danger that would come from it, I'll try and stop you before you do. Okay. 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 Right, okay. Okay. You're doing the thing. What thing? When you're nervous, you repeat, okay. It's... You're doing it. Right. Okay. Fuck. Just switch. You'll be fine. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. You'll be fine. It's not you not taking care of me that I'm worried about. It's me fucking up and just... Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on you. You've done this before, countless times. Okay? Your body is my body. Our body is fit for it. It would be more worrying if your body couldn't handle it, but you've done it so many times, it's used to it by now. Okay. Alright, I think I'm... okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. 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 Alice. Sorry! I'm doing it again. Yes, you are. Okay. Got me doing it now. Anyway. What we're gonna do is... actually, we should start with manifesting your mana. Manifesting my what? Mana, think of it like electricity. Like, you need electricity to power all of your electronics, right? Yes. So, like, mana is just, like, powering you? Like, stamina? Kind of? Kind of. Stamina powers your limbs. Mana powers your magic. Okay. Okay. I get... okay. That's easy to understand. That wasn't sarcasm. I carry on. Okay. So, mana kind of runs throughout your whole body, the same way that energy does when you have an adrenaline rush, kind of. Except it's a different type of energy. The way you've always taken magic, you've always kind of done it in a more visual sense until it became second nature. Usually you would visualize the mana going through your body. Usually as blue streams, kind of like going through your veins, sort of. Okay. I can do that. And then... I'm trying to think of how to explain this. It's usually second nature for you, so I've never had to explain it before. The way you do it, usually, you kind of imagine your fingertips as pens. Kind of. As pens. Okay. Alright, I know this is sounding dumb too. Alright, this is sounding dumb to me too. I'm just trying to make you visualize it better. But imagine that your fingertips are pen nibs and the mana is the ink. And you control how much ink is released from the pen. Okay. So it's like a battery and a pen and making a lot of weird references. But okay. I'm sorry, okay? This is a really weird way to visualize shit. But just hear me out, okay? So just try and visualize the streams going through your whole body. You have a lot of mana in you, and we've regenerated a little bit, so it should work to an extent, I guess. I've never taught anyone magic before. This is odd. So I just visualize going through my whole body, kind of like an electrical circuit. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. Imagine you're the circuit, the mana is the electricity, and kind of go from there. Oh, and imagine there is a bulb on your hand, and you're trying to power it. Okay, this I understand. This works. Okay. Where's the battery? You don't need to know that. Okay. You might want to use both of your hands at the same time. It'll power it faster. Oh, okay. So, a light bulb in between my hands with blue mana going through my veins like a circuit of electricity. Okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Yeah, okay, we get it. You can do this. Just focus. You don't need to speak. Right, sorry. Ah, what's that tingling? What? That was fine. That was... Don't worry, don't be scared. It's okay. Whenever you start doing a spell, the mana kind of tickles on the way out. Don't worry. Also, whenever you do magic, your eyes kind of light up a little bit, so don't worry about that light. Okay. So the tingling is fine. The tingling is normal, yes. Okay. 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 Okay, I can do this. I can do this. Like a circuit. Like a circuit. The energy is going all throughout my body into my hands. It's being released from my fingertips. And empowering a light bulb. Okay, now imagine that light bulb disappearing, but the energy is still there. The energy is just circling around and around between your hands. Okay. Okay. Circling. Around and around my hands. The tingling's getting funny. It's okay. Don't worry about the tingling. The tingling is normal. It just means that the spell is working. Okay. Like... Ah, fuck, I feel sick. Yeah, is that not normal? No, technically not. Should I stop? No. Keep going. Oh, it's a light. Oh, it's a light. It's a light. Yes, it's a light. It's magic. Don't... Okay, well... I don't like it. You don't like magic? No. Oh, that's a phrase I never thought I'd hear in my fucking life. Why, do I normally like it? Yes, you're normally obsessed with it. Why? It's so weird. And technically, isn't mana like sweat? I'm sorry, what? Well, you excrete it. It's like a bodily fluid, but it's not fluid. It's like a bodily energy. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. I don't like this. Oh, fuck. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna need to learn. You're in a world full of magic with magical enemies trying to kill you around every corner. That's really not a nice way to put things, but okay. Well, it's the reality of the situation we're in. Especially now that you're not with the heroes. Sorry. I'm really bad at this. You're not bad at it, it's just you don't understand. If anything, you're really good with magic. When you understand it. The only person I've seen with more magic than you is, probably Marlin. What about Eric? You said I learned a lot from Eric, so wouldn't that mean that he knew more magic than me? Well, knowing more magic and being more magic is two different things. Honestly, I don't really understand you that well in terms of your capabilities. It's really weird, because remember when we were fighting and I shot out one of those beams? Yeah, the big laser from your hand, and then you, collapsed. You've shot 2 of those at the same time before. Not to mention you'd already used up a lot of mana that day anyway. You either don't use as much mana as I do, or you have more of it that I, for some reason, don't have access to. If we're in the same body, though, shouldn't we have, the same capacity? That would be my understanding, but that's obviously not the case. It's either you found a way, unknowingly, to use less mana for the same spells, or you have more mana than I do, which either way is confusing because no one's taught you how to conserve mana. I certainly haven't. And even if someone had, I'd know about it because I've looked through your memories more times than I can count. Magic is confusing. I don't like it. I really don't like how confusing it is. It's just it's like everything that I know about how life works can just be snuffed out with an explanation of magic. It's how do you understand a world like that? How do scientists even exist in this world? If they do, then what's their job? Understanding magic? 'Cause that's terrifying, 'cause it doesn't feel like there is a solid way to understand magic. Those are questions I've never really asked. And even then, this world is strange. It's not like ours. It's not like yours. Everything's just different. Any question we can ask might have an answer, but do we really want to know? Do we really need to know? I'd like to know. I'd like to know how the world I'm in functions, so I can live with it. Does it make it any better, though? Think about it this way. In your world, you didn't know if God existed. You would pray to something you didn't know was there or not. but you still believed in it just as strongly as the people here do. The people who actually do see their gods in action. The people who meet their gods and ask them all the questions that they have about religion. And even then, there's still religious divides. The same way as in your world. You might think that knowing everything will help, but when you really think about it, it probably won't. It'll probably satisfy your curiosity for a while, but there'll still be so many more questions that you'll have that you might never get answers to, or you might get the answer to them, but it doesn't help at all. I just feel like if I knew more about how the world functioned, maybe I'd have a better idea on how to get a grip on magic. If I knew exactly how mana worked, and I knew how it reacted with the body, like a chemical reaction, maybe I would find it easier to conjure it. Like, instead of visualizing things, I just understand, and then my body would react in the way it's supposed to. I don't know. We have to work with what we got. And right now, all you got is me. And your imagination. If we don't get you to a basic level with magic, the first fight you get into, you're gonna be crushed. How have I survived this long? Because there are so many fights that I just don't know about. Like, I'll remember getting out of them and being injured. I remember going into them and pulling out a sword, and then everything just goes black. I just wish everything could be simpler, you know? Like, I wish that I didn't lose my memory of magic. I wish I had a different way to deal with magic. Like, I don't know, like maybe tech. Maybe I could just build myself a bunch of tech that would, I don't know, make me more capable to fight without magic. All of the tech that I've seen in this world is connected to magic. At least to some extent. Doc is pretty much the only exception. Well, and Kane's gun. Magic is the one and only thing that really triumphs in this place. Which sucks. It's like money. It's like whoever has the most money wins. Whoever has the most magic wins. It's dumb. It's so dumb. It's dumb, but it's how the world works. And it's not who has the most magic or the most money. It's whoever's smarter with it. You just have to get to a basic magical understanding. And then try and be smart from there. No matter how much magic you have, if you're dumb with it, it's gonna catch up to you eventually. still. How about we try the mana again? Fine. I don't like it though. Well, it's fine because in battle you probably won't even notice the tingling. Or I'll notice the tingling and it'll put me off. Well, we'll have to see. Fine. Okay. Right. Okay. Stream of magic. Stream of mana going through my veins like electricity. Going through my fingertips. Going into an invisible light bulb between my hands. Swirling around as a ball of energy. Pool of pure energy. The tingling is okay. A bowl of pure energy. Okay. Okay. So, what do I do with this? Well, various spells are powered through pure mana manipulation. So being able to summon mana like this is a very good start. Because it means from here you kind of mold it like clay. Okay. You mold energy like clay. Sort of. Why does it look like this? Everyone's mana looks different. It's no real way to explain why. It just kind of does. My mana is usually purple. Yours is a light blue. Which is odd. I don't really like light blue. I'm more of a dark blue person. Well, I'm not exactly... I'm not saying your mana doesn't have to look how you want it to look. I'll just put it that way. I mean, have you seen Eric's? Yes, it's terrible. I feel bad for him. His doesn't look nice. Yeah, it looks kind of creepy. Oh, that was quick. Okay. It dissipates faster than it appears. That's because it kind of just stops working as soon as you lose concentration. Or you just want it to stop. Okay. So, using that, the finger guns, is that just, instead of a ball of energy here, it's like a ball of energy on the tip of my finger? And then it just, or would that, well, no, because then if you did the same thing, but on the top of your finger, it would stay there. Right. So how do you get it to shoot? Well, what I've found is that whenever I do it, well, you kind of imagine, okay, I'll put it in a more sciencey term so that you understand. You know how things move? Yeah, with the particles kind of gaining energy and moving around. Okay, imagine the magic as a particle. And imagine the more energy you put into that particle, the more it wants to move. And then eventually you just decide to let it go. It's like you're holding it at a slingshot, you know? Like your finger is a slingshot. Think of it that way. And when you release it, it's just going to go flying forward at a fast pace, releasing all the energy that you've just pent up. Okay. So it's kind of like a gun, which is yeah, that makes sense with the finger gun. Okay. Okay. But wouldn't that mean that it actually gets, like, weaker the further out it goes? Well, the attack has never been strong. It's more of a nuisance than anything. So what's the point? Well, like, what's the point in doing it then? It can be a good distraction in the middle of battle. If you start shooting at someone's feet or their face or their chest, they'll turn their attention away from whatever they're doing to, start attacking you, which is when you switch from ranged magic to melee. I guess the light would be distracting if it got in their eye, too. Exactly. Again, it doesn't matter how much magic you have, it just depends on what you do with it. Okay, so it's not really an offensive spell, it's more of a... What would you put it down as? It's not offense. It's more like just a trick. It's a little magic trick, I guess. You just pull out to be a distraction. Okay, so no fancy term for it. Okay. Do you want to give it a try? Right. That is something. Okay, I could do this. The way Eric explained it, he said to imagine a casing around it. Like, imagine the magic covered in a casing. Oh, he said it so long ago, I can't even remember. It was something like imagining it in a casing and then the energy builds up until it just all releases. Too bad he's not here to teach you again. He'd probably have an easier time. Oh, okay. Ah! What was that one? Ah! What was that? Ha! Hands! Nope. I don't know what I'm doing. don't know what it. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. You can put your hands down. Just stop imagining the energy through your body, and then you should be fine. Okay. 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 The. It's okay. You just. I think what you did was that you imagined the casing coming out of the wrong part of your hand. You started doing it good at first, but then I think you probably started focusing on the tingling in your palm, which is why the energy went from your fingertip to your palm and kind of released in an awkward manner. Yeah. Okay. Magic. The way that you conjure magic is very visualized and based on what you're thinking about. So, one tiny issue can completely change your spell or disable it. It's finicky, to put it lightly. Okay. You said Eric taught me magic before. Why? What do you mean, why? I don't know. I always used to compare him to Tristan. And I'm thinking back to it now, and that was a really bitchy thing for me to do. I mean, he did look like him, like almost the spitting image, but... Well, that was... Okay, I think I need to tell you something. Okay. When you first met Eric, he looked exactly like Tristan. Okay, I know that much. Well, the reason behind it is somehow... I don't know if it was some kind of lingering remnant from your actual abilities or if it's something that you've actually been able to do the whole time, but you were changing his appearance. He had always looked the way that he looks now. Well, minus the corpseness. Back when he had very, very, very ripe red hair, that's how he'd always looked. Big buff guy. You're the reason that he looked slender, like Tristan. Well, then that makes me feel worse. Because not only was I comparing him to my brother, but I was literally trying to make him look like him. Well, you weren't trying, it just happened. You never knew you were doing it until it was over. And you've never tried it since. Yeah, because that's a bitch thing to do. Is that why, after a certain point, when he actually did start looking like that, is that just... I remember I was really iffy with him for a really long time, and Is that why? Yeah. You felt like... Well, you felt guilty. The same way you are now. To put it lightly. You felt bad about trying to replace your brother with him, and you felt that it was wrong to treat him like your brother when he wasn't, and he was his own person. And even after all that, even after I made that mistake, he still taught me magic. something which I'm very clearly struggling with, which I probably struggled with back then. And he still put time into that. Yeah. You know, I'll admit, I'm pretty sure Eric had a soft spot for you. Well, I figured that much. I can remember that much, but I just don't understand why. Like, it makes sense to me why I would have a soft spot for him because, you know, Tristan, but you don't feel like you deserve that special treatment? Not in the slightest, no. I don't really remember a single good thing that I've done for Eric. Like, I used to berate him whenever he was drunk. Our first meeting wasn't exactly the best either, when he fell off that train. I remember all these nice things that he's done for me and all the nice conversations we've had, but I don't really remember it coming from me. Well, I'm not Eric. That's just gonna have to be something that you ask him yourself next time you see him. Right. Why do I... Sword, It's weird. 'Cause I remember doing all of these things and acting in this way, which doesn't make sense to me anymore. Like, I don't know. It's hard to pull an example from my head right now, but everything that I remember being since the first time I remember being in Trista, it doesn't feel like me. Oh, it's probably because it wasn't. Elaborate? Well, for the longest time, you were pretending to be who you wanted to be. That started with you taking on my name and pretending to... Well, not pretending to be me, but pretending to be what you wanted me to be back when I was first created. So you, when you were first created, you were a hyper, happy-go-lucky child. Yeah. You made me to be charismatic, trying to make as many friends as possible, relying on other people rather than my own strength, because power of friendship. I was a magical being who... Well, I wouldn't prioritize magic, but I was definitely better than magic than I was at fighting. And I had the innocence of a child, because... Well, you were a child when I was created. I guess getting to live your wildest dream just reverted you back to that childlike state for a long time. But now you don't have the wonder of magic in your memory, the childlike fantasies that you grew up with. They're long gone. The stories that you used to make about yourself, about us, of Prince Charmings coming to rescue you from a tower, wearing ball gowns that would probably cost more than anything you've ever bought before. Living these amazing lives with fantasy adventures full of blood, which you would very quickly ignore. all of that you don't remember anymore. Those are all lifetimes that you'll never get back. So, that person from before, it's not you anymore. It technically never was. It was a you that you wanted to be. I wanted to be an annoying piece of shit that burdened everyone. Really. You wanted to be a hero that had friends that she could always rely on. You wanted to be beautiful, capable. You wanted to be so many things, but a lot of them clashed, which kind of left you in a mess. You wanted to be strong, but you also wanted to be saved. You wanted to cry, but you never wanted to lose your smile. You wanted people to know what you felt, but then you also wanted to hide it because you were afraid. You trusted everyone, and yet you also didn't at the same time. Just feels like I was a mess. Like, what am I? Who am I right now? I don't know. Am I supposed to act the way I remember being, or should I just be how I am now? Well, there's no point in acting different to how you want to. You were acting before, and you were always unhappy. Even living your wildest dreams, there was always something wrong. Something that wasn't right. Something that you were upset about, whether it be yourself, the people around you, what you weren't doing right. You were always afraid that people would find out your act. Find out your secrets. Maybe it's time to stop having secrets. Maybe it's just time to be you. I mean, you're already kind of doing that. A couple months ago, you never would have dreamed of leaving the heroes. You would have relied on them to the very end. But now, not having that fantasy veil covering your eyes, you realize they're just people too. You realize that you can't depend on them for everything. Which makes me wonder why you rely on me. I guess it's 'cause we're in this together. You rely on me to stay alive. I rely on you to achieve what I want. Maybe we shouldn't go back to the heroes after all of this. What? I mean, I don't know. It's just a random thought, but they didn't treat you well at all. If I go back and they find out that you were lying the whole time about me not being back, and they find out that I'm different, they might blame it on you or Tristan. They might blame everything on one of you two. They seem too blind. Like, if they didn't see that what I was before was an act, why would they think that this isn't? Why would they think this me now is real? What if leaving... What if it was the wrong choice? You're having second thoughts. Yeah. I don't know what the right choice was. I want to go save Tristan, I do. But we might die before we get there. And once we save him, I'll never be able to go back to the life that I remember having with the heroes. Even if we saved him today and got back by this evening, I'd still never be the same. And I don't think they'd ever accept that. Not really. You know, this reminds me of a conversation you had with Eric a while ago. It was the conversation about if you really are the same person after death. Because you lose something important to you. So you'll never truly be the same. I'd be surprised if Eric was the only person who thought about it that way. And think about it this way. Eric has lost 2 of his lives. He's lost 2 of his memories. He's changed at least a little in that time. And people have still accepted him. But that's different. Eric's changes haven't been full-on personality changes. As far as I'm aware, I'm like a completely different person now. If things weren't the way they were, I don't think I would even be here right now. I would probably still be bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, clinging to the heroes every day, thinking, oh yeah, they'll save him eventually. All of the faith that I had in them, that I remember having in them all this time, is just... I don't know why I had it with them in the first place. They've done nothing but disappoint me. When I first arrived, I remember there was just arguments, there was disarray, everyone kind of hated each other. People were leaving. Noel left for a long time, and then he came back, and everyone just kind of accepted that, but they had no reason to. There was no discussion about it that I can recall. And even then, they put him back in a leadership position when... we're all kind of two-faced. We all talk to each other about how we don't think he's a capable leader. Or at least, well, some of us do, I guess. Like... they don't always pick the best decision. Like, interrogations, fine. Fair enough. Interrogate a guy all you want. Torture is going too far. We're not the army. Isn't hero supposed to mean something more? In our world, we used to call heroes... We used to call, like, firemen and policemen and... everyone who saved people, those were heroes. They were the heroes. Not whatever we are. We're not heroes. We never were. It just feels like the heroes aren't the right side to be on anymore. And looking back at it, it doesn't feel like they ever were. And I remember only times we ever really seem happy is when we're ignoring the bad things around us. The only time the heroes seem to enjoy themselves is when they're pretending that all the bad stuff isn't there. Nightmare was right. We're not trying to save the world. We're just trying to preserve it. I'm gonna be honest, you're kind of worrying me. Why? 'Cause I'm spitballing the truth? 'Cause you're not liking what you're hearing? 'Cause you still want to believe that the heroes are all good so that we can go back to them in the end. So that you can go live your life with Luca, Slice, whatever the hell his name is. So you can go live in stupid bliss while this whole world is collapsing around you. I'm surprised because you're starting to sound like a villain. Oh, okay, alright, yeah, that's what we're calling it now, huh? You know, not like I actually want the world to be saved. Not like I actually want things to get better. I don't want things to stay the same. I want them to get better, and oh, that makes me the villain. Okay, I see. Mm-hmm. No, it's just you're agreeing with people who are hurting others, which is worrying. Let's be honest here. Just for a second. Okay. Think about it this way. How many people have the heroes hit? I'll let you think that for a bit. And now, think about outside of the hero group. How many people Nightmares hit in this world? And then compare that to how many people both groups have saved. If this is where we think it is, and this is where Nightmare has been taking the people he's been saving, look at this. Look at how many people are living their lives in bliss. I'm just saying, I don't know what he's doing exactly, but whatever he's doing is clearly working, at least to an extent. The only reason he seems to give us trouble is because we give him trouble. What he's doing is trying to remove all the magic from the world. Maybe we don't need magic. Maybe magic is what's going on. Maybe that's what's wrong. I mean, look at my world. My world survives just fine without magic. Your world isn't entirely void of magic. It's just genetic and dying out. It still exists, and it still did exist. And it's surviving while it's dying out. It's finding ways to get past things. It's using technology. People are not shooting each other out of the sky with weird balls of light. People are not killing each other with stupid magic attacks, which will damage them probably permanently. Maybe we don't need magic. This is the most terrifying conversation I've ever had with you. Well, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what the world would be like without magic. I don't know whether Nightmare is right or wrong. I don't know if the heroes are right or wrong. I don't know anything. Okay? I'm just spitballing what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking. Because I don't know what to do. We're in the middle of the fight. We're in the middle of the war. We're not on the hero side. We're not on the villain side. We're just existing in the middle. Let's at least go over how your sword works. So you're just gonna change the topic? Really? Fighting with you on this isn't gonna do anything. When you save Tristan, and we get back to the heroes, maybe you'll be thinking differently. You're just upset now because you miss him. And you just had to leave all of the heroes behind, and you're having an existential crisis because of the memories that you lack. You're not in a mental state to say anything. You're not in a place to make decisions. And you are. You also just had to leave everything behind. And you didn't have freedom before. So you just basically had to give up your freedom temporarily for me. And you might not get out of this. How am I in any more of a stable mental state than you? You're right. Neither of us are in a mental state to make any permanent decisions, which is why we should find a place to settle down, try and get something to eat, rest, and at least get you in a fighting state so that you can defend yourself and not have to rely on me all of the time. Fine. Tell me how this stinking sword works. Because that's all you're gonna want to do. That's all you're gonna want to do until it's actually in my head, isn't it? You're making this so difficult. And you're making it easier. Really? We're going this way, huh? You think I want to share a body with someone who thinks that I'm a villain? You really think that I want to be here with someone else? Really? You think that's fine with me? Well, you've always liked it before. I'm not the same person as before, okay? We know this. We've just gone over this. Maybe I want to get you out of my head for once. Maybe I just want to be alone, get my brother, and go home. Maybe I just want a normal life again. Without all the magic, without all the fighting, without all the constant need for survival. Why can't I go back to my house, get on my computer, play some games, watch some anime, just relax, go back to a normal life? Why do I have to be risking my life in a world I don't know because some douchebag has kidnapped my brother? Why do we have to be here saving a world we don't even belong to? Why? Why? I don't get it. Because if the same thing happened to our world, I'm sure there would be heroes who would do the same for us. And they'd be fools for doing it. Tell me how it works. The sword is a stamina blade. It takes stamina, it releases stamina, it changes the form of the energy into other things. So far, you've figured out that it can give you boosts in speed, throw you into the air if you make a shockwave beneath yourself. You can make a shockwave in front of you to push enemies back. And it doesn't do damage to people when you take this stamina. It becomes like a ghost of itself. Okay, how do I do it? Well, it's this same concept with the drain, I guess. Well, with the mana manifestation. Except, instead of imagining the magic going through your body, out of your hand, you imagine it coming through the sword into your hand. Then if you want to release the energy, the same way. Think of it as another limb. Okay, so it's just a lot of visualization. Again. Does it work on me? Yes, you can take out your own stamina. You can also inject yourself with the stamina that you've stored. It's basically just a walking battery that you can smack people with. Right, okay. That's a concept I get. Does it go through anything? Or is it skin to skin or is it metal to skin that it needs to be? It can go through objects when it's in its stamina taking form. But when it's solidified, it hits anything. So essentially, if someone's wearing armor, I can stab them using the stamina part and then just solidify it, and then yay, it's in their heart, they're dead. In theory, yes, but you've never been that violent. You usually either choose to just attack them with your daggers if you don't have the stamina sword, or you use only stamina draining until they're knocked out. Well, clearly that's not going to work anymore, because every time we go against enemies, people just kill them anyway. Might as well join the group. I'm done with this sword. I'm seriously done. I just want to get home. And these people, once I'm home, I'll never see them again. So if they're dead, they're dead. No bother to me. Okay. Fine. Become a murderer. Doesn't matter if it's not from your world, right? The same way you used to kill people in ours. Send us to our deaths just for your own entertainment. Oh, yeah, okay. Guilt trip. Alright, we're going there. Okay, that's fine. Just shut up. Get out of my head. Last time I checked, it was mine. I don't care. I made it. So, unless you want me to try and figure out how to get rid of you the same way that I made you, you might want to shut up. Fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, wait. All right. So I can give it back. Okay. All right. Not that I'm gonna need it. Sword's a sword. Don't worry, Tristan. I'll find you. And when I do, we'll find a way home. We'll get out of this mess. We'll stop being in danger. We'll never have to think about this ever again. fire that is raging deep within my heart. I don't think I could live a life in which I found we were apart. Feelings flutter in the starlight, like when I learned to fly. I'll leave behind my old life for you, and I'll show you why.
I have always kept myself hidden inside, knowing I have fear that my smile can hide. Love is a double-edged blade, I've come to see with you and me, that we might never be. If we give into the dreams, we'll see life isn't what it seems. Let's destroy the path laid for us by our fated destiny. When you take my lips, it's like a full solar eclipse. Don't wanna let you go, I want to experience love I've never known. Since the day I met you, there's been so much that we've both gone through. But I don't regret the decision that I made to trust in you. I can't help but see as you put your heart upon the higher shelf. If you push aside your walls, I can nurse it back to health. If I retract my hand, will you reach my way?
How do I know you won't leave me someday?
I've heard those words before, can't tell if they're true. Still, why do I find I'm entranced by you? I wanna find eternity, holding you tight and close to me. If we can save the day, I promise you that I will always stay. Take your hand in mine, so I can love your heart and mind. If we have to go, I want to indulge in a love like I've never known.
First grazed my eyes, I saw you and I was so surprised. Then you called my name, I saw you shed a tear. Was it for me? Because I'm finally here.
I wanna find eternity, holding you tight and close to me. If we can save the day, I promise you that I will always stay. When you take my lips, it's like a full solar eclipse. I'll never let you go, let us fall deeper in love. And now draw me closer in, knowing the darkness will not win. Even when apart, you will always be within my heart. I cannot turn back, because without you life would lack a certain ecstasy when our hearts collide in the feeling we call love.
Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I literally wung it, so I didn't have any plan for that scene except the fact that Sword was gonna try and show Ellis a bit of magic so that she's not entirely hopeless in an emergency. I'm so sorry. I didn't think Ellis would go where she went. I'm actually fearing for her, because now she's sounding a lot more like a villain. I'm on Sword's side with this, I won't lie. Whose side are you guys on? Are you on Ellis's side or on Sword's side? That is something I'm very curious about. And, you know, explain your reasoning why. So, doubt I'm gonna have any more solo scenes till next session, because Misty is chilling with Marlin, and obviously Ellis and Sword are accounted for now. So, probably won't see any other scene till next session. Not this Saturday, it's next Saturday. You guys better be there, or I'm gonna eat you. I'm kidding. Let's see, who is on that we might be able to raid? because I always forget to raid. And I always forget how to raid. Let's see. Kyrene is on. I could raid Kyrene. Maybe. Oh, she's playing D&D. Oh, she's playing D&D with... Oh, okay. This? I don't... Wait. Create a dashboard. Does that work? I always forget how to raid. I'm sorry. Is that raid channel? Yes. That's what I want to do. Yes. Please? There we go. Start raid. You guys are ready? You guys ready to raid? It's time to raid. I'm gonna give it a few more seconds to allow people to join in with the raid. Okay, anyway. So stay sharp, size your problems, and I will see you in the next stream, which will either be me killing Titans or next session for Yoti. From the Silent Swordswoman. Bye bye!